Hey, before we get into this video, please note that it will spoil the entirety of the story of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So if you don't want spoilers, please consider throwing this into your watch later folder so you can come back when you're ready. Alright, let's get into it. Everybody has their favorite Xenoblade character. Shult, Noah, Pyra are some of the more popular examples, but I think there's one character that everyone is sleeping on. Mwamba. Now, listen, you may be laughing now, but by the end of this video, you'll find out that Mwamba is objectively the best character. So let me tell you why. Chris, man, that guy passed on a couple years ago. We need a real mentor here. Mwamba. He acts as the level head in a group full of young ones that need guidance. He's their sensei. When Noah's group doesn't want to be cautious after Noah told them to, Mwamba makes sure to tell them that Noah's intellect is usually right, which probably saved them from dying to Mobius. If Mwamba wasn't there, we might not have had any story at all. His class is a sharpshooter, so he definitely taught Uni how to shoot her healing rifle. He also likely taught Noah how to be a good attacker, since he is also an attacking class. As for Lance, I don't think you want to step between Mwamba and something he cares about, so he likely knows some good defense too. Yeah, you could say that arguably Chris taught Noah about how the world is unfair and the only way to take control of your destiny is to die by your own hand. He also could have potentially planted the seed that Noah now uses to be philosophical, and is the whole reason that Noah assembles the gang of misfits to take down Mobius, because Chris planted the seed that started that train of thought. But would any of the stuff in the game happen without Mwamba? Absolutely not. Noah could have just opened a philosophy book and it probably wouldn't have changed much besides for the side story. So a while back, I made a video titled Why Mobius Are the Worst Villains, in a funny way. In that video, I talked about every mistake Mobius made in the game, but notably didn't talk about one of the few good decisions they made in the game, and that was killing Mwamba first. Listen, Mobius D might be the dumbest character in the game, but even he couldn't risk leaving the most powerful character in Mwamba alive for too long. Why else would you kill Mwamba? If he wasn't a threat, you would leave them alive and play around with them. Like D with Noah's group, he didn't perceive them as a threat, so when he had the chance to kill them, he didn't do it. Of course, we know how that went and how stupid of a decision that was, but that just speaks more to Mwamba's case of being a powerful character. Even Mobius D couldn't deny that he was going to be a legitimate threat if left alone. But you know what supports Mwamba's case even more? Mobius decided to revive him alongside Kamaravi, and Noah's group has trouble fighting against him. Obviously, Mobius made it so they could only think of fighting so they don't hold back or anything, but still, this is Chapter 6 Noah's group we're talking about. Noah, a few days prior, just cut through N's core. They are experienced and know how each other fights. Obviously, there's the trauma factor that Mobius is trying to play with here, but you don't revive someone just so they can go fight for 1 second then die. They have to have legit fighting skills. Mobius saw Mwamba and knew that if anyone could take Noah's group down, it'd be him. Obviously, this was also lump-hacked into the powerful character conversation, but I may do that some other time. I can't have too much power in one video. After the whole Mobius reviving people fiasco, it ended up wiping the memories of everyone involved, except for Miyabi for some reason. However, Mwamba is still himself. Yeah, he may not have any memories of Colony 9, but he's still Mwamba. Except now that he doesn't have to fight all the time, he is a much more carefree and easygoing. Makes fast friends within the city, and even becomes best friends with Hacked. How many people do you know that could lose all their memories and still be themselves? That just speaks to how good Mwamba is. He even goes hard at work at the city too, willing to go on excursions to help out the people and seems to be a friendly face around. Someone could approach him if they need something and he'd happily help them out. He's an invaluable member to their community. However, I have one gripe with Mwamba. No one is perfect, including Mwamba. The gripe is, why in the world is Mwamba not a hero? He becomes a default hero, a part of the party at the start of the game. You can't use the argument, oh, he lost all his memories, so he can't become a hero. Because then how the frick is Kamaravi a hero? He lost all his memories and here he is being a hero. It actually looks like that at one point that Mwamba was supposed to be a hero, because there is unused art for him which would have been used for his chain attack icon. However, somewhere down the line they decided against it and relegated him to the role he has today. Admittedly, I do get why. There are way too many attacker hero classes in the game, and while attacking is fun and all, they should have probably put more healer and defender classes in. Still, it kinda sucks that we didn't get to see more of Mwamba. It would have been an interesting storyline. Maybe his hero ascension quest would have been him going back to Colony 9 and seeing everyone again. Those interactions would have been interesting to see. Or maybe they decided to put him in this role because he would have been too broken of a class for the devs to handle. I'd like to think that the latter is true. In conclusion, Mwamba is just a great character. Unfortunately, he dies early, but his lessons that he taught through his mentoring live on throughout the rest of the game. The group would not have been able to survive without him, especially since he sacrificed himself to save Noah's group, knowing they were capable of so much more. And in my opinion, that's a true hero right there. That right there is why Mwamba is the best character in Xenoblade history. Well, you convinced? Regardless if you are or not, I'd like to thank you for watching the entire video. I really appreciate it. If you made it here, please consider subscribing. Less than 5% of my viewers are subscribed, and subscribing is free and helps support the channel a lot. And also, leave a comment about why Mwamba is the best character too. I want to hear your thoughts, and I read every comment, even the 2,000-word essay ones. But with that, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching once again, and I hope you have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are. And this is Crystalized, signing out.